right, BG.
They see me roll.
Oh, hello everybody. My name is Master Chen.
My name is BGM.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
And this is Vic.
And you are listening to Grey Noise. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 100.
Woo!
Yeah.
of Grey Noise, the information security podcast. Like all other 100 episodes, we are here live at the Sin Shop in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 7:30 on a Friday, which means we are here at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. We are still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace Crux. I see you working over there in the corner. For more information on the Sin Shop, go to synshop.org. That's synshop.org.
You
of course.
Absolutely take publicity
for
photos.
information on our meetups and what we're doing in the future, go to meetup.com, right?
Yeah.
Meetup.com/synshop, spelled the same way. And for more information on us, go to GREYNOISE, that's GREYNOI.se. We have a lot, and I do mean a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to do things a little bit differently today. So let's start with those announcements. We just finished the Fozzie Hour. We'll talk about that for just a little bit. We are going to be focusing mainly today on AI.
Yeah, I missed the Fozzie Hour. What was it about?
Dude, it was about dating and mating. It was fucking awesome.
What?
Yeah.
Who gave the Fozzie Hour?
Sharon, thank you very much for that. And if you missed it, you suck. No, I'm just kidding. But if you missed it, you really did miss a
In my
really
case, he's
good
right,
talk.
though.
It was science. It was science, and it was data that shows certain things I won't get into because it's a thing. But we'll talk about that later. It was really good, though. But today we're going to be deep diving into AI. It's something that all of us are very passionate about. So we're going to kind of change the format a little bit as far as timing goes. We're not really going to time this one. We're not going to be constrained to an hour, but we'll kind of just let the conversation go until we're sick of it. Mm-hmm. Which, hey, maybe until midnight. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck that.
Well, I just want to point out real quickly, for anybody watching who normally watches the show and notices that we're wearing different mics today.
Oh,
yeah.
We look like snake oil salesmen.
I was going to say, I feel like we're about to sell a slap chop to the people who are watching.
You're going to love my nuts.
ShamWow.
You're going to love my nuts.
ShamWow.
All right, no, seriously, though, Drunken Master Chen is coming back tonight.
Nice. Nicely
So
done.
you know it's going to be a good episode, I think, I hope. Anyway, before we get into the main shit, anybody got any news?
No, but there is nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about except AI. Okay, so... and, of course, we got the soundboard back. Okay, so a couple... Oh, what was that? Thank you, Crux. We have a soldering class tomorrow. What time was that? Oh, check the meetup. Yeah, check the meetup,
Yeah.
but I think it's 3 o'clock on tomorrow. So if you're listening to this on Monday, it was an excellent class.
And if you're listening to this on the podcast and didn't hear anything that Crux said, Chen was just talking to himself. Crux isn't actually here.
Yeah, but it is 3 o'clock tomorrow, as told by myself, my alter ego, Crux. Junior. No, just kidding. All right. So 2 weeks ago, we kind of talked about AI, but we were missing our dude here, Zenify. You were here.
weren't here.
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
No, that was the first time you guys were talking about AI, and I wanted to get into the discussion, but then you weren't here. So now,
It's because the discussion kept rolling over, and everybody had so many things to say. So we're like, let's
I
just
wasn't
make
expecting that. I was like,
Yeah, I
uh-oh,
was,
we're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be here
and
forever.
I mean, there were a lot of points of view and a lot of good arguments and things that I learned that day. So we decided to just roll it out and make it a special. And this was the only other. You haven't been back since that episode, so
No,
it's
been
it
like
just
3
happened
or
to
4
fall
weeks,
on our
yeah.
special 100th episode. I brought cookies, by the way, for the 100th episode.
all right. So
This is our first three-parter.
So here's what we're
Yeah.
exactly. So here's what we're gonna do. I'd like to take an opening statement of AI in general from everybody. So your general ideas of automation, your general ideas of machine learning, AI, the entire subject, the broad statement. What is your? Are you positive about it? Are you negative about it? I want your overall opinion. Who wants to go first?
Well, that's difficult.
Yeah, like what?
Well, we'll discuss it,
Because,
but I mean-
okay, so if you're asking whether I'm positive or negative on it, I'm definitely positive, but it's way more nuanced than that. I can't just say all AI is good AI or all automation is good automation. It's way more nuanced than that. So there's a lot that goes.
We should have
into
like
it.
the
Yeah,
10
it's
commandments
not-
of automation.
Yeah, there's more to it than just saying I'm for it or I'm against it.
Yeah, because
I
mean,
feel
well,
like
I don't wanna-
I feel like if I'm gonna generalize my sentiment for AI, I'm gonna say that it's we shouldn't fear it. I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
general sentiment.
So I feel like we're right on the verge of getting into the talk. So it's scary to like give a tweet sling.
Mine would be automation is the new immigrant.
Oh, it's, oh wow.
true.
Wait, I don't get it.
I was gonna make a WAP joke, but
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe
the
I
displacing
It's
is
taking
gonna
our
be-
jobs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
No,
it
no,
is.
it's going to be no. You got to think about it. It's enhancing our jobs.
Well, no,
Wait,
no,
wait, wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
I'm just saying.
wait,
I'm
wait.
saying
Hold
that's
on, hold on,
why.
let's not get into
That's
that.
why.
Yeah.
Opening statements.
That was the immigrant analogy.
opening statements.
Yeah.
Opening statements, guys. Opening statements.
I think he's agreeing
You're
with.
good. Okay, you're
Mike
agreeing with
Hawkerts.
Mike Hawkerts.
We have,
Yeah,
we have a
community mic.
already.
Mike, please.
So I think AI reflects the morality of the people who create it and deploy it. So I think it's amazing, but I think it's going to be used to fuck over a whole lot of people.
Well,
What's-
we'll get into that later.
What's
Yeah,
that say about
because-
Microsoft
because-
and Tay?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the people with the
Oh,
resources
yeah.
to wield the most advanced AI give exactly 0 fucks about the rest of us. So
Well, I want to talk about that. That's
Okay,
a good,
there's a
that's-
lot. There's
that's
a
good
lot.
We'll get in
thing.
there.
That's a
Let's-
good area of discussion. Thank
Let's
you,
start with
excuse
basics.
people.
Basics. So my basics is I try to script as much as I can because somebody very wise once told me if you have to do the task more than once, it can be scripted. I wonder who
That's
told
right.
me that before.
Well, we're not.
Make the computers do
We
it.
have to make the computers do it. That was Huseby.
Well, yeah,
But
okay.
we're not talking about automation exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying
We're
that
talking-
automation
we're
is
talking about
AI, right?
artificial intelligence, and there's no
Yeah.
intelligence in
No.
scripting
But
in bot.
I think that automation is a starter point though, because that's getting you into what you can do with machine learning. There is automation involved in machine learning. No.
Well, I think
Well,
I think automation
yeah,
and
but-
AI are two very
Yeah,
different
two
no,
topics.
different
automation
yeah.
is involved in machine learning, but machine learning is not involved in automation. And AI, the basis of AI.
Okay, fair. So where
is
would you guys
machine
start this
learning.
discussion then? Because we've given
So
our
I would start it in HAL. What is it? HAL
Well,
9000.
9,000.
Wait. I feel like Zenify had a couple of things that he wanted to
Well,
mention
it's-
to start
Well,
us
'cause I
off,
mentioned-
right?
well, I
It's
mean,
your
it was
baby.
kind of just like what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. With we have to answer. Well, we have questions that need to be answered before we come up to an arms race, basically, because companies are going to try and create this super intelligent AI. And there's two different forms of AI. There's narrow intelligence, and then there's general intelligence. General being super intelligence. And nobody's really considering the ramifications that could happen with creating a super AI. And if that happens due to an arms race because of the country or company trying to do that before the other, we could have a really, really bad time on our hands.
Now, what do you mean ramifications? Can
The
you
AI
elaborate?
might want to kill us because of what.
See, we
we
talked about
do.
this last
but
time.
why?
But are we doing?
That's the
but I
thing.
was
We
gonna say
don't
that one.
know. We
Yeah.
don't know. We can't program, like, because even if you give it an if-then statement or statement, it still might think, like, if it says get that, get someone ice cream. If you didn't tell every single detail, it's gonna do whatever it can to get you that ice cream.
And like we talked about last time, we're gonna have to think. We're gonna change the way we think about programming because it won't be simple or even complex if-then statements. It'll be
Well, that's what I was saying. Like for the AIs in movies, the ones that are evil, those all have some sort of motivation, and I
Yeah.
firmly believe that motivation is all based on emotion, and you can't really program emotion because it's not logical. No emotions
and that's
are logical.
one of the
War games.
Yeah, and
Right.
all,
No, wait.
all
War
of our
games,
programming languages
war
are
games.
based
You
in
thought
logic.
it was. You thought the AI was hostile. In the end, the AI thought it through and decided a positive outcome. And the movie War Games,
Yeah.
with the Whopper.
Yeah, would you like to play our game?
Exactly.
And I think, well,
Right.
I think the emotional aspect of AI is going to have to go beyond the if-then statement. But
Well,
I mean,
But that's
but they're
the
going to
thing.
go with the truth of the data. Is the problem is that us as humans are not always going to be on the side of the truth of the data.
Right,
that
'cause
the
we're subjective.
That the AI is going to support.
do you think too much objectivity is a bad thing? Like where it's strictly okay, this is the most
Applied to
logical thing
what?
to do. Well, I don't know.
It
talking
depends
about
on
like-
what you're applying that to.
Yeah.
Well, because we're assuming, not assuming, but we're saying that AI would need to calculate for subjectivity. Like, how is an AI going to interpret, for instance, human emotion that can be?
I think they're going to learn that through following us.
and they're going to learn it really quickly because
Like one of the things I'm looking forward to is enhancement. Like there's things I can't do. I hope AI is going to allow me to do.
But
and
then
like play music or be able to paint or draw. I can't do any of those things. I'm hoping AI allows me to be able to do that.
Like an AI
Like an
combined
AI
with you.
Like-
assistant?
like
that
an-
would be,
like an
that would be
enhan-
really
Like a-
that's a
and
really
so-
good
chemical
use
AI
of
and
AI.
so
implanted.
by me using AI,
what are they called? The robotic
Prosthetics?
Prosthetics. Thank you.
right. Well, by me using the AI will learn
Cybernetics,
how to
that's
be
what
able to appreciate things.
and his is one of the topics of discussion of if you implant the AI into your own brain, that'd take a long time. But if you did that, then it might not have the ramifications or the evil,
So you're talking about like a hybrid between human and
Yeah,
machine.
because since it's implanted in you, it's not going to destroy itself. It's going to reason with you
Right.
because it needs its host.
Although I feel if you try to get an AI to learn emotions, then you're just going to have a simulacrum of these emotions that aren't exactly real. Because none of us are taught our emotions. We're all born with them.
Well, you are,
intrinsically.
in a sense.
Yeah, look at
You're-
Facebook. Everybody there is signaling in some way about how they feel.
Yeah, and even when you're young, you're told why. Like this is you're not said this is you angry, but why are you angry about this, or why does this make you happy? So in a roundabout way,
I mean,
you are taught your emotions.
That's just the definition. I mean, you could say, "Why are you angry?" when somebody's laughing, and they'll just
Right.
think incorrectly that, "Oh, anger is the definition of this emotion." They're not taught that emotion, though.
Yeah,
But-
you're
they're
autistic.
feeling it,
and that would
you
actually
know?
be an interesting.
They're feeling it.
observation.
The AI doesn't feel it. The AI would just have to be like, well, this is a point in which I should be happy because all previous data points to this being a happy moment. And you might be watching The End of Marley and Me and be completely wrong.
You're trying to outthink an AI.
I'm trying to think as an AI.
Well, and I mean,
it to a whole nother
think
level.
as
Fuck
an
the
AI.
Turing test. Not kidding.
and I mean, a lot of
Oh,
it's
give
not
me the
thinking.
Turing test right now. I bet you I can pass it.
As far as emotions and whatnot, a lot of that's not thinking. That's chemical reactions and whatnot.
Right. That's a chemical.
So,
like,
and AI
dopamine
yeah,
or
biochemical
serotonin
versus-
or.
And AI
Circuit.
doesn't have that, so all it has to go on is logical ideas.
We couldn't give them a feedback loop that would do something like that.
Could we? I don't know. I'm not with our current understanding of programming. I don't believe, but I'm not the guy that's
Yeah.
gonna.
What if-
Maybe,
yes or no
we
that.
ask the AI. He can tell us. How.
So
Well, yeah, if we could ask the AI, then we wouldn't have these problems.
Okay, so you guys can debate me on this if you think I'm wrong, but I think a big hurdle or a big speed bump to this is that we don't even completely understand the human brain, let alone implementing that in a,
No.
you know what I mean? Like
No,
we
we
don't
don't.
understand it all. We don't even understand what dreams really are about. We don't understand why we actually need sleep. All we know is that, okay, maybe it solidifies memories, maybe it...
Well, I mean, that's not human brain. That's all brains need
Okay,
sleep, and all brains
fine,
dream.
but either way, we don't understand all brains, let alone to implement a machine one.
We're not trying to build that.
We're not trying to build a machine brain. Well, I guess.
Well,
I guess.
okay, so what are we trying to do then?
We're trying to build a highly logic reference guide. Is what we're doing.
So a manual.
But they do call it a neural net, though, so
Yeah.
that does imply brain.
We have the
building.
community mic, but before we go to the community mic really quick, I forgot to mention in the announcements, guys, we have our IRC channel open, and we've been accepting questions all day through the bot.
Does anybody ask questions?
Yeah.
A couple throughout the
Yeah.
day. So we've been open. We've started the show like at 9 o'clock this morning, so we've been collecting questions. If you have questions, I've also opened it up to Twitter, so I'll have to check that. But send us your questions. If you're watching live now, send us your questions. McNutt, I hope you'll tell us if there's anything in YouTube. Go ahead, Community Mike.
No.
Okay, so one way that I could see that machines would be able to learn emotion from us is by microexpressions. They are universal across all humanity as far as how they correlate with our emotions. Yeah. So if a machine, an AI, is in a situation with humans and is able to monitor the microexpressions of the people around, they can ascertain, hypothetically,
but
what situations create what emotions within people.
Which I assume it would be done already, because I assume before this happens, we're going to machine learning, so we're going to show it tons of examples of different microexpressions and motions and whatnot.
Yeah, it's going to need a data bank to go off.
Exactly,
yeah.
Just like in the,
but you know who's really good at doing that? Reading microexpressions and then being able to simulate the emotion going on in the room? Sociopaths.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
so we could have a sociopathic AI. We could have a Dexter.
Which is very likely
because
sociopaths
don't feel emotions
the
same way that we do,
they emulate
and so they emulate the emotion
emulate
going on in the room.
Would a Dexter computer kill other evil computers?
Oh, now you're getting too Hollywood for me, I think.
Well, no, see, I
just kind of want to watch the show, actually.
It was an awesome show.
I'd watch it.
Would that be a serial port killer?
That's right.
Sweet premise.
well, why did Dexter kill?
Wait, do you have the burn?
Yeah, I had that last week.
So Dexter killed people he thought was bad, right? Like he tried to justify by killing, because we have to think about emotions that we talked about. Like, why would an AI want to kill other?
And it wouldn't necessarily want to unless...
Exactly, motivation.
It needed to.
I mean...
why would it need to?
The example I gave 3 weeks ago was we don't really have any quorums with ants. We sometimes, we'll step over them on the sidewalk or whatever. But if we're going to construct a building, we will annihilate them without reason because we don't care. We're just like, their ants are in the way. We're just going to annihilate them.
Do you think they're going to treat us like ants?
There's billions.
No, but
AI,
see...
Yeah.
Why would a... But see, we have motivation to build a building. We need buildings.
But we don't really have a symbiotic relationship with ants. I feel like us and computers would have some sort of symbiosis.
That's what we hope.
Oh my!
But what if they don't think that?
Well,
what if
now I have to hold on. Now I have to think like an AI. Let me get in mode. 1 0.
Why wouldn't they think of us as symbiotic with them? We created them where we are. They're here because of us.
And I mean, they need regular maintenance just like anything else. And
until they became self-sufficient.
Maintain themselves after a while.
But they don't. What? The little robot computer hands? No.
Yeah.
No, they need our delicate human touch.
Well, we're talking about two different types. Then we're talking about the
just
software
like no computer could do that.
Software super intelligent AI or super intelligent AI putting themselves in robotics.
Creepy Uncle Chen.
Creepy Uncle Drunken Chen.
Wait, we have a
community mic. Go ahead.
So Nick Bostrom in his book Superintelligences talks about this risk as the perverse instantiation risk. We ask AI to do something for us, say for example, make everybody in the whole world smile, and we have in our thoughts, okay, well it's going to create a world where everybody's happy and good and everything, there's sunshine and gumdrops and stuff. But what the computer actually goes out and does is it installs electrodes in every person's brain, hitting the smile center of their brain, and now everyone's got a permanent smile. So the idea is that this thing's much smarter than us, and so we can give it a goal, and it can think of all these really crazy ways around that goal that actually end up benefiting it or not benefiting us in the way that we want. And then to make another point about the sociopathy thing, nobody, everybody simulates the emotions of others in their brain. It's just that some people do it with parts of their brains that are kind of naturally made for that and do so in a holistic kind of well-integrated way. Right, the subconscious. And we all have these mirror neurons. And then some people don't have that part of the brain or it's muted. and then they have to use their conscious thoughts to do this. So
do you think that's too much of a variable to make AI standard?
Well, I don't pretend to know the brain of a sociopath. I am one, but no.
I might be one. So
anybody could.
The thing is that, you know, just because you're a sociopath doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means you think a little different.
Now, do we?
I think sociopath, the word has a negative connotation, but I think the word itself just means you have a different way of handling social environments.
Right. So you might not actually feel that empathy, have to simulate it. But the idea of a computer that simulates empathy versus one that actually feels it is kind of a judgment call. Is it empathy that works? I mean, does it consistently act in an empathetic way? Does it act empathetically now and then turn around and do something awful? And if it doesn't do that, then you kind of got this functional definition. But then you can go even further and actually see, you know, well, what's the mechanism that's doing this? Is it a neural network that's very similar to the empathy center of a human brain? And does it have the same outcomes as that? And then if that's the case, then I'd say that that's pretty much the best guarantee that we can get that these things are genuinely empathetic. I mean, they're pretty much running a simulation of the actual networks that a human has. So it's at that point, it's kind of like I'd say we don't have to worry too much at that point.
Well, I have two responses to this, you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
So first, I want to tackle the empathy thing. Like I said at the outset, I believe all emotion isn't logical, isn't based at all in logic, and in that regard, we would have to have a programming language that also isn't based in logic in order to even simulate any emotion, any kind of motivation. So I don't think that empathy, the way that we experience it, the way that humans would experience it, would be the same way that a computer program, an AI, could actually even emulate. Right. I think your first example, where you were talking about how we give it one task and it does whatever it needs to do to get that task done, I feel like that would be the closest thing that we can get to a true AI in our current programming schemas, because that's a logical action. We give it a task and it uses whatever it can logically to get that task done. But we still give it a task. We have to give it a task. It doesn't just operate on its own.
It's not motivated by itself.
It's not motivated by anything
it's not like,
except
hey, I'm
for
gonna paint a
finishing,
picture
getting from the top of the instructions to the bottom of the instructions.
Right. That's what you're saying.
But that's all I wanted to say on those points. But that was a really cool point. What was that book again you mentioned?
Nick Bostrom's Superintelligences, and I think it goes on to call it like risk something.
No, it's Superintelligence, Paths, Dangers, and Strategies.
I want to. Can we put a link to that on the website? I want to check that out.
Yeah, we'll save the links.
No scientists here.
Okay, so now I know I'm going a little bit sideways here, but last week we talked about the singularity being estimated, 2050 or maybe 2045, or it was even 2075, I think.
Didn't we talk about this when you were on here last? It was like 2056 or
You
something?
did, or I thought
did
it was. I was here.
Yeah, because I remember we mentioned it was within the margin of error. It was like 2050 versus 2055 as when the AI singularity.
So I understand that our
so
technology is going.
everybody should read the last question. I always plug this because it's my favorite short story.
Who
but
wrote
it
the
takes
last question?
Isaac Asimov, but it takes place after the singularity. It's a really cool story.
Okay.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
Thanks, Magic Dave.
So wait, what was your point?
Magic Dave just corroborated my endorsement for the last question.
So my question is, do you think that is a realistic estimate? And now, of course, we're enthusiasts of the field. We're not experts in the field, but do you think that is an accurate estimation based off of these hurdles that we all seem to kind of agree on? These, motivational hurdles, programming, sentimental in a computer hurdles.
Is this a panel question you're asking?
Yeah, I'm asking. All my questions tonight are general panel questions, and even asking to the audience too.
I think it's mostly based off the development of quantum computing, whether or not we hit that mark.
So do you think quantum computing is essential to?
Yes, because we can't. I don't think we can have true AI singularity until we have a different way of programming things, and I think the only way to get through that would be through quantum computers. But I'm not an expert. You guys should do more research. I'm oftentimes wrong about everything.
We are enthusiasts, you guys. We are couch physicists.
I would be really surprised if it was that long, to be honest with you.
Really?
2050?
You're optimistic.
You think it's coming up closer?
Okay, so compare now to 1980, and look how far we've come.
Yeah, we got great cell
Well,
phones, cars about.
This is the personal
But that
digital
was-
assistant
Wow.
I was waiting
That's-
for in the 90s.
Okay, but that's so Moore's
computing power.
Moore's law is slowing down though.
It's come to a wall.
Yeah.
It's literally hit a.
It's hit a wall.
So Moore's
Yeah.
law is a law. I put that in air quotes for people who are listening to this.
More
It's a-
guideline.
it's a law that
Just a
states that
suggestion.
the amount of transistors on a circuit board, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the amount of transistors on a circuit board doubles every 2 years.
18 months.
18 months. But it has been slowing down or hit a wall, I guess. So
It's like
I
talking
mean,
to a wall.
so we're not going to see the same technology explosion we did in the last
but
30
there
years.
will be some different thing, like either maybe three-dimensional storage or
That actually is, they're rolling that out for
Right.
the commercial market
Right.
now. That's really cool stuff.
yeah, or some new way of combining what we already have. Maybe we do hit the limit on transistors, but maybe we come up with a new way to hook all the stuff together.
And
you know what I mean?
transistors become the new vacuum tubes.
Maybe.
Yeah, because right now we're at the molecular limit of manufacturing chips.
Right.
And we just physically can't make them smaller because physics.
Yeah.
So until we go to a new base of technology,
You mean
we're
the quantum level?
Well, we have to be at to the atom or near subatomic particle level of computer manufacturing,
Yeah.
which is nanotechnology.
Like carbon nanotubes and
So,
stuff?
Yeah, and well, even not like nanotechnology, like a machines at submolecular level.
Ant-Man, man.
Ant-Man, man.
Well, you have to have nanotechnology in order to have the singularity, in order to support it, and you have to, in order to have the computing capacity to have the singularity, you have to have that. So that's the two things we're going up against.
That's an interesting point. I never really thought about the hardware specs required to make an AI device capable of producing the singularity.
Sorry, I'm reading IRC.
We
here.
No, it's okay, we have
someone at the community
Go
mic
ahead,
here.
community mic.
Yeah, another option instead of quantum computing is simply making, instead of transistors that do 0 and 1, variable transistors that can do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get more options in the transistor. You can still have transistors the same size, but are able to do 2, 4, 8 times more work because you have that many more options per transistor.
Now, I wonder, that's an interesting point. What would the states be? Because we have 0 and 1 being on and off. What would, just a base 4 transistor, what would the states represent? Relative voltage?
That's an interesting point. So to really quick to Ockert's point.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for that. From Ockert's point, in IRC we have Smokin saying that Moore's law is slowing down. It's just that 3D computing is harder, and he put that in all caps. So he's yelling at you. It's harder. It's harder.
What is it?
Is he
much
from
harder?
Boston?
I don't know.
It's harder. It's harder.
Smokin, are you
It's
from
wicked
Boston?
hard to put these transistors in a third dimension.
Smokin, are you from Boston?
No, he's a boomer.
He's a boomer. I'm gonna wait for Smokin's answer. Vic, did you have anything else to point out?
No, I think that there's a lot of technology that underscores what AI will come about, when it will come about, and some of it is lacking, and there's not much movement in those fields today.
That's a really good way to put it, because there has to be a large conglomeration of different technologies that go into it.
That's a
Even
good point.
physics has to come into play.
Right, physics, programming, linguistics, psychology. It's a multi-field problem.
Yeah.
It's a multi-field way that we need to think about it. I
Someone
think.
say it's the beautiful marriage of all STEM fields.
Okay, so Smokin didn't answer my question.
For 7 years, we've been waiting for unified field theory, and we
yeah.
haven't been able to apply that or get close to that.
Is that one of the millennium problems?
That's correct. Unified field theory school district, yeah.
Wait, what? Sorry. Okay. So I've asked this side or at least this side of the table has kind of answered the question about 2047, 2050.
Yeah, we answered stuff.
Woo! Woo! So, are you guys as optimistic as Ockerts? Mike Ockerts?
My thought on that
Michael,
is
please.
Michael.
time to me is irrelevant because as long as we have some sort of progress, we're gonna hit that.
Do you think you'll see it in your lifetime?
I mean, it's 2056
You're hopeful,
in my
right?
lifetime.
I'm
Not with the
definitely
way I'm
hopeful,
drinking.
just because I really like the technology. But
Here's to another year off my life. No, so you're being optimistic, hopefully?
I'm being optimistic, but yeah, I don't think about it in the sense of, oh, by 2050 this is going to happen. This is when it's going to hit. I just think unless something catastrophic happens that stops our progress, any progress at all is going to, we're going to hit it.
I think we'll have better success at bio integration. I think we'll.
I agree.
I'll think we have.
But that's two different things.
Well, no, because we actually have to develop technologies that integrate with us.
No, we definitely do, and that's what I'm saying. They're two different.
They're two different things, but they share a lot of the same technology as far as manufacturing and what comes out of those. Some of the chip manufacturing process we have today came out of some of our DNA research and how they were able to look at the DNA molecules and be able to manipulate those. So with that kind of research, but I think we're going to see more of integration into ourselves, our lives, and our abilities far sooner than we will see a singularity.
So kind of with that, I was going to say, what do you guys think about, will AI ever replace the need for human work?
Replacing it. It already is.
It already is, but just completely.
Well, the need for human work, the need for us to do something, or for us to need to do something.
Well, that's another question that we have to address.
Need. The third one's
is it
a lot
us
more.
getting replaced, or is us getting
replacing our meaning?
I think
life,
it's
right?
us wanting.
I'm really confused. These.
No,
let's get a.
Okay.
Real quick though, I want to hear Doxy's point.
Before we move, I want to talk about that.
About the singularity?
Yeah,
I think that's pretty optimistic. I think before 2050 is pretty optimistic. 2050 sounds, as far as I know, and I don't know much, but that sounds in line. Yeah, I don't.
But I
don't know much about it. I don't. I'm not the person that's going to solve it, but it sounds.
Nobody got that reference.
Oh no!
Nobody laughed.
I was going to sing, but you know, you guys are right ahead.
Making a point.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
So,
it's not karaoke hour at the Chen table.
Right?
Sorry,
It
my bad.
always is. But I do think any earlier or anything substantially earlier than 2050 is quite optimistic.
well, so now to argue against the point that I made earlier, it could be a situation like the flying car where the technology is already here right now.
It's just a bad idea.
But it's just a fucking bad
Fucking bad idea. It's a bad idea to have a flying car.
And actually, along with
It is a
that,
bad idea.
we do have
get
a lot
falling cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why you go underground as your third dimension.
People could barely park. Imagine them trying to land.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I have
the
this
AI is
flying
going to
car.
come in though. The AI.
You don't want me to have a flying car. You guys know this. I fucking
But
suck.
going along with the bad idea, we have a lot of the top people in tech industry saying that it is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
What, for AI?
for AI,
yeah, okay,
Elon Musk,
Sam
I think Mark
Harris.
Zuckerberg.
Sam Harris.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking's on the side of AI.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
So I
against
mean,
it.
so we've got opposing viewpoints, but I mean, they have.
At least I think he is. I might be.
I don't know about Stephen Hawking, but I know Mark Zuckerberg. I know
Bill Gates
We have
was
a
against
fact check.
it.
We
Bill
have a
Gates.
fact check for the Stephen Hawking thing I just said.
Stephen Hawking. Yeah.
He's against
so
it.
He's against it.
so
He's against it.
as far
Okay,
as
so
I
was
know,
wrong. I was wrong, everybody. My
as
bad,
far as I
my
know,
bad.
all the top people
Like
in
you are
tech are
most
against
times.
AI,
Yeah.
and that's
Like
for a reason.
usual.
Mhm.
So, you know.
But do you think that's due to
The smarter.
disruption or
Smarter.
robot overlords? Like
Disruption of the
like
tech
the
field?
economy,
Well, that's actually what
all the
Vic was
things.
getting into. So I guess
Yeah.
the next round of question is, does it replace our meaning of life? Because right now our meaning of life is let's work and be productive.
Are we talking about that it's replacing our need to work, or is it replacing our will to work? Our want
I
to
already
work?
don't have a will to work,
yeah,
so that's gone.
I'm like,
That's
What I'm
gone
saying is,
already.
I see there's work and there's stuff that you really want
I'm
to
a
do.
lazy piece of shit.
No,
to be honest with you.
there's work and there's stuff that you really want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
let's classify the stuff that you really want to do as work.
really want to play over.
Well, okay, so I don't think it would replace. So if we're counting things that we
I mean,
really
there's
want to do,
already bots playing Overwatch.
Yeah. True.
yeah. So if we're talking stuff that we really want to do as work, like so it's not my day-to-day job, but it's like whatever my passion might be or whatever our passion might be.
Yeah.
I don't think it would replace that. I think it would give us more opportunity to pursue that if the rest of the world falls in line with it. Like, so let's say we do have a lot more automation taking the jobs, which we already do, like fast food,
Meeting all your needs and services. And
all your basic needs and
services.
services, like factory workers putting together cars or factories or whatnot. You have fast food service, building the burgers or whatever. Self-driving cars, so no more Uber, taxi drivers, stuff like that. So we're taking all those menial jobs or whatever.
So-
and we
Menial? Menial?
No, not menial.
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 So
Menial.
so you're
that's an interesting pronunciation.
He has the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
It's all yeah.
so you're describing what's called a null solution economy, which is basically everything is valueless because it's so prevalent.
And then you get, Star Trek like utopias.
You think that's how it's going to work?
No. Well, see, that's why I say if
No, but I'm a very optimistic
Yeah, very
person, and I
hopeful.
love Star Trek.
Okay,
So
I think really one thing that kind of makes us human is that we pick up hobbies, right? Like it's my motivation to want to learn how to paint. It's my motivation to
do you
want.
really learn how to paint?
No, I mean,
I'm just
we have,
asking.
but anyway, look.
they have these books that have like numbers in them, and
my
then
God.
you
No.
paint whatever colors related
What
to
I'm
that
saying,
number.
what I'm saying is, we have the motivation to want.
Body painting counts,
Ooh,
right?
body
Yeah,
painting.
sure. No, but you guys. Okay, so
Well, then
we
I'm
go
a
to
pro.
work. We go to work as a means of productivity, like to say that we're a productive member of society. But after hours, we do this podcast. It's
No,
a
that's what
hobby,
I was
it's-
saying.
Right. So, does this count as productivity? Does this count as work?
This
Does this
podcast?
count as no? It's a side motivational thing. Like
No. But this, what Vic was saying, if this was kind of like, if
Right.
because this is something that we want to do, not necessarily something we
Right.
have to do.
So what I'm saying is, if everything was automated, we would still do stuff like create art, write music, do whatever.
it would just give us more time to.
we could be.
to
We
pursue
could
those hobbies.
philosophize. We could be.
and it would give you more skills,
Right.
Because
We
you'd
could-
have more talent on tap as yourself, because you
Yeah.
could interface with a fairly smart system.
Right.
You
Like a-
think about how the internet and your instant access, ubiquitous instant access to information. Just like you said, am I right about Stephen Hawking's? 10 years ago, we'd have to go like challenge that. We're going to
Ask
find this
Jeeves.
out next week.
We'd have to ring
Right,
them
yeah.
up. We'd have to
And
ring
so-
them up on the dial box.
Right. and so, now we're highly integrated with this. If we start moving even more into that, you're going to have more talent, more ability as a person.
Right. So, and I don't think that's a problem, but I do think a problem would come.
Well,
I think the initial transition into us working less. Where does our income come from?
I
That's
think
what I was just about to say is-
we're missing, because Chim's like, oh, we have more time for art, we have more time for this, we have more time for that, but none of the things he said were anything related to STEM. Those fields aren't going to go away. I mean,
No,
we're
and some people do have a passion for that.
if it does,
And
if the
some people
singularity does occur, the people who do have a passion for it are still going to want to learn, and now they have this amazing tool to help them learn.
Right. So so will everyone else.
And time to do
They'll
it.
just
And
they'll
time
just have
to do
more
it.
time to do
And
it.
time to do it.
But the major crux of that is, will we have the income or resources to
we
do
have
that?
to create a general income for everybody, because what does everybody
Why
use?
would they
Sell?
need an income? What would they need to buy if everything is so low cost
Because
and essentially free?
Or some sort of-
basically you can't. It's so cheap you can't charge for it.
Okay, let's get to the economics in just
Wait.
a second. We have community mic right here.
I just have a question that could probably be quickly answered, but I was just wondering if
Yes.
that technology is that advanced for AI, and you're talking about people wanting to learn skills. Can't the technology like the Matrix, where they just uploaded skills like into their
Ooh.
brain, happen, and they could automatically learn
Anything.
different skills like instantly?
It depends. It depends on if we know what exactly happens when we learn. If we can nail down that process, yeah,
Which
absolutely.
is kind of what we talked about earlier. We don't know
Learning-
how the brain functions
Okay.
as far as.
We don't know how it functions
But I think
exactly.
so,
But I
absolutely.
will say that, to my understanding, when you're learning, your conditioning, the conditioning that goes on in your brain is reinforcement through your neurons, right? Your synapses, they create these connections every time you repeat something, so that your brain is literally wired to perform that function. Like to do kung fu, you practice, and every time you repeat,
And there's an old adage that says, in order to become a master at something, you have to spend
10,000?
10,000 hours
Yeah.
doing
Right,
it. And
right.
that's just the repetition.
and that's the repetition. And in the
building up
brain,
those
you're making
synapses.
these connections with neurons, and that's what you're doing on a
Well, I think it
fundamental
was
level.
before him.
So if we could harness that power of what we're doing when we're connecting these neurons and do that instantly, then that's maybe how we address learning. I guess that's the closest way I would answer that question.
I was thinking about that earlier
Thank
when
you.
you were talking about the AI working as a symbiote basically in your brain. I was like,
Venom.
at first when you start training it, it's going to be like having a 7-year-old in your head all the time. Like
what is
why
this?
are we
Like, why
doing
are we
this?
doing this? Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
Everything. It's just why.
Why is that?
Why?
But why would
Yeah.
would the AI be, or would it have a singular purpose to teach you, or is it just there?
Singular purpose is narrow-minded AI.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But I mean, will we just have some general all-encompassing AI in your mind that may or may not be beneficial to you at some point?
I mean, we know it is narrow-minded AI, but there are a lot of single-purpose devices out there that we call smart devices.
Okay, maybe sort of like a virtual assistant type of deal.
Hold on, no, but thinking about symbiotic relationship with your brain, like as a sort of AI device, like is it just some sort of thing that's in there that may or may not be beneficial somewhere down the line, or is it just kind of there?
Like like the Google Glass?
Exactly. maybe it does nothing. Maybe 10 years later, it's just a lump in your head. It does nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so to Michael's point, think about this now. Without addressing this as an AI, we do call this a smart device.
Sure.
And think about what this smart device has already done for us. I don't know any of your phone numbers. I don't know the definition of what the fuck ever. You know what I mean? But I know where to look. And so now the definition of intelligence maybe is, instead of knowing everything, all this trivial knowledge,
it's knowing how to know it.
Knowing how to know it, or knowing where to look.
I think that's always been
right.
the definition.
Which is why IT is a field.
But think about what this has already done with us, and we're not even calling this an AI, right?
Sure.
Well, I mean, there's AI in it, sort of.
It's hive mind. It's hive mind database. Like
there's no.
It's not. It's
I
not
don't
AI.
think there's no real intelligence. No singular intelligence in here. Everything it does, we tell it to do.
And it's referencing.
Not necessarily.
It's referencing.
It is referencing, but I mean,
so there's something your phone does that it wasn't programmed to do.
Not that it wasn't.
He got you.
Well, that's kind of because I didn't specifically tell it to do. It was programmed with that function, but I didn't tell it to do that.
I mean, that's.
But somebody told it to do that.
If it were an artificial intelligence, it wouldn't need to be told to do
that.
The whole point is it generates its own instructions.
Somebody told it to save my calendar invites when whatever, or you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But it's been programmed by somebody to do that.
So then, how do we know AI? If AI is its own entity, how do we know it's going to be beneficial at all? It's not just going to be a piece of shit that's just on Earth.
We don't. Have you seen predictive analysis?
yeah. So
predictive analysis is a piece of shit.
I think we're all coming at it.
Have you seen what Amazon predicts you're going to buy next?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently chains and condoms.
TMI.
Never mind.
TMI.
No, but see, I think
stones may break his bones,
so I feel like
but chains and whips.
I'm kidding you guys. God damn it.
I mean, he's not kidding, guys.
He's not kidding.
Whatever you're into is cool, man.
Actually, just 2 days ago, I reset my phone and I reinstalled Amazon app, and I went in to update it, and it was like, we think you might want to buy this guitar strap, and I was like, wow, you're right, Amazon, and I bought a guitar strap. So I was like,
oh, bitch.
Wow, you're right.
It has gotten better.
Yeah,
I actually do that a lot too, except it's just for stuff that I don't need.
So I feel like from the outset of this AI talk, we've been talking a lot about the positive implications of AI, like it's going to be beneficial to us for whatever reason, but I feel like most of the time it won't be. Now, thinking about it now, it won't be.
So we do have a comment from IRC. Actually, Mr. T85 is hanging out with us. What's up, dude? Okay, by the way, he's going to DEF CON with us.
I might not be going to DEF CON, but I'm definitely going to some parties.
What? Hold on. So here's what Mr. T85 says. He says, Black Mirror, don't let AI in your brain.
He said, that episode, Dox's favorite episode.
Yeah.
The entire history of you.
It is my favorite
He
episode.
said Reddit has destroyed his brain over the last few years.
If you want to cry or hate yourself, just watch the entire history of you.
That's a episode. That's an episode.
Okay,
that's I don't think
it's
that's
a solid hour and 30 minutes of television.
No, it's not that.
Now
long.
let's take on the subject of economics. Vic, you kind of touched upon it about 5 minutes ago. We're talking about the economics.
The economy.
The economy.
The economy.
Where are you from? New Zealand? Economy.
We're talking about the economy.
That was a pretty good New Zealander. No. So
How in the heck would you know?
I don't know. I want to do the haka.
He loves his accents.
No, hey, Polynesian. Okay, so
that means Multinesian.
Wait, we didn't even finish the.
Wait. Okay, before we go into I know it's derailed. Okay, before we go into the economics, did you have any final thoughts then?
We didn't even finish the AI jobs talk. I feel like
we're going into economics.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you want to address that though, Vic? Like we're talking about you were saying something about too cheap to charge, like being resources being too cheap to charge.
Right. Resources basically being manufactured so cheap that there's no economy for it.
So you just get it, like you just get what you need.
That's what it is.
But how do you regulate that? How do you regulate what people need? Like the need. How do you know you're not just overproducing or not producing enough, or that people even want this? I guess
the AI will let us know.
But that's a singular purpose AI.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
It has to be general. In order to figure that out, you have to have a general AI.
So
no, that's a singular purpose to figure out what people do and don't want, or how much it needs or doesn't need. So that's a singular purpose.
What's interesting with your world, where we've got a land of plenty, right? I think the way that people would show their wealth in that case is old things, because you can't reproduce
Just
them.
like Star Trek.
Like,
I have this book with words
um,
and paper.
And Firefly. In Firefly.
Yeah, yeah.
Firefly had old things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have this theory, little tangent here, off topic.
Our whole show's
but
tangents.
it's about Star Trek, and I have this theory. The whole reason why it's a utopia and people have no reason to have money because they have all that they need, and the reason why there are no more illnesses is because they killed off all the sick and poor people.
Damn.
Are you saying we should kill the sick and poor people?
That is clear.
Whoa,
No,
hold on.
no,
wait,
I'm saying-
wait,
I'm saying-
wait. He's
I'm
actually saying that
I'm
fixed
saying-
their problem.
Yeah, no, I'm
No,
saying
he's saying you
if
kill off the
take a
sick
peek-
and poor
I
people,
didn't-
If
and
you
it
take a
fixes
peek
your
behind
problem.
the
about
curtain
it.
of Star Trek, there's going to be some skeletons in that closet.
A lot.
saying that Star Trek is eugenic, as Gene put it, utopia, eugenic utopia?
I think so. I think if you peer behind the Star Trek curtain, you're going to see some shit.
Couldn't it be that medicine has advanced and they
Why,
cured
yeah,
the
why do you
sick
gotta
people?
kill everybody? Why can't you just be good at curing people?
You can't
No,
just feed them and
because-
cure them?
No, because like if you cure them, then you know you're gonna
Then
still
the-
have the needy people there, the people who want more than.
So essentially, everybody's gonna die because
So we
everybody
killed off
needs
the
something.
greedy,
they
sick,
found the sociopath.
and ingredients.
I didn't know we were playing Guess
I'm
Who.
not, I'm not saying I would
Guess
do
who,
this. I'm
guess who?
saying this is what happened in Star Trek. I think I've watched so many
you
episodes.
think there was like some mass genocides just to wipe out all the diseases?
At some point, yeah, because they talk about how warring, how
many
much of a
plants
warring
they would have to do
species
that to?
humans were, and then all of a sudden, no more.
I'm pretty sure that's not canon.
No, it's not. It's fan fiction.
I'm pretty sure.
It's fan fiction.
It's, yeah.
It's fan.
At least it's not Riker and Picard stuff. So.
No, like slash fiction. No.
How else do you think they perfected the transporter?
Oh, that's the whole like ship of Theseus kind of.
The the transporter is replicator technology.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
That's the thing with those, because I don't think people realize that you're not moving matter, you're duplicating matter.
Yes, it's the ship of Theseus kind of thing. It's like
Cloning.
as soon as
No.
you replace the ship one plank at a time. At some point, when you replace all the planks, is it the same ship or is it a different ship?
Well, no, there's
that kind of
two
thing.
ships.
Well,
No,
At
not
some
if
point in
the-
in the transporter
No.
cycle, at some point there's two people.
until one of them is destroyed.
Exactly.
Until one of them is destroyed. Yeah, but then is that
But in
is
the ship
is the
analogy-
copy of a person the same person anymore?
Well, I guess,
Oh, shit.
I guess it depends
hold on,
what-
hold on.
But see,
now we're
actually-
talking about some real shit.
No, no,
Not
actually,
real shit.
I
but
guess I guess it depends on what you define as a person. Could also be applied to what you define as consciousness,
That's
which
true.
would also go for AI.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's tie this back to AI. That's
Oh,
good. That's
I'm
good. Let's
good.
bring
Yeah,
it back.
I'm
Let's
good.
bring it back.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
Shane, not so derailed anymore.
So,
We're kind of back on track.
it would be a really great insult in the Star Trek world, like you call somebody a transporter accident.
Oh.
Damn, that's a diss. And that shit doesn't even exist right now. That's like a future fucking burn, dude.
Just write that one down.
Yeah.
Write that one down. Put it in
Future
an envelope.
burn, bro.
Future burn, motherfucker.
Put it in an envelope and say "Do not open until 2550."
There you go.
And then put it in a safe somewhere and bury it underground.
Yeah, and then he opens it up and it's like, wait, what the
No,
fuck was you
put
doing?
it in a safe somewhere, and then put that safe somewhere in like your staircase banister, and then let Reddit in 500 years say, "I found the safe in my stairs," and then never open it.
They open the safe button, but anyway.
Sometimes.
So I mean that goes into the whole thing of what is consciousness, what is a person, what is identity.
Okay, no,
and
that's
all
a
that
good
stuff.
question. Let's address that. What is, and that's where we get really fucking
Well, you can't-
philosophical. What is consciousness?
Well, I mean, are we talking about AI becoming conscious?
Well, I guess it applies to both. Cause
Well, we have to find
because
we have a baseline. We need a
when you-
baseline.
when you define what you define what human consciousness is, and you can talk about
We can't even
AI
define that,
conscious-
can we?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of the talk. If you can define one, you can dive into the other.
Well, I mean, consciousness is not the same thing as sentience or sapience.
Says who?
Dogs have consciousness, but they don't have sapience, for example.
Yeah.
Well, what's sapience?
We know we exist. We know that we're going to die. We are aware of ourselves and our surroundings, and can make immediate predictions of the
I
future.
think dogs know when they're gonna die when they're about to die.
I don't think
they're
we
like,
can say
fuck,
that.
this
I don't,
is it.
I don't think we can say that dogs don't.
That's more.
No, they like.
that's
Have you
more,
seen when?
that's, that dogs are sentient. I'm not saying they're not sentient.
Oh, okay.
So do you have to be all three? Do you have
It
to be all
depends.
three?
It depends.
Right.
I mean,
That-
like,
that.
consciousness is one of those two, and I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one it is.
Is it one of the? But I mean, what if it's a combination of both, which makes it consciousness?
It could be. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not an expert.
I have no idea what consciousness is, which is why I asked the question.
Point. You bring up a good point.
Yeah, because I feel like if we can start to define that or start to explain that, then that kind of goes into what AI consciousness is, or we can assume, I guess.
Could perception of time be part of that? Because I think we're the only organism that understands what time is.
No, we don't. I mean, we kind of do, not really.
We can perceive it.
Yeah, because
Dogs cannot. Dogs don't perceive time.
Dogs don't perceive time because they get separation anxiety after like 10 minutes of you leaving. They fuck up the house and they're like, "Oh, where the fuck have you been?" And you're like, "God damn it!"
See,
I'm just saying.
I think if dogs do experience time, they experience it a lot
slower.
A lot slower.
That's why they're
than
like,
we
"Where
do.
the fuck is this motherfucker? He's checking the
So
mail."
like 10 minutes our time would be like 4 hours dog time. You know?
Yeah, because I feel like
They don't understand
I thought
the
you left
difference
us.
between an hour and.
Yeah, I feel like animals are bound by cycles, but they don't actually understand the time. It's just a cycle of like the seasons passing and whatnot, but not actually time.
And they're classically conditioned.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
Cad.
we have.
I feel like Cad wants to disagree with us.
We have a dissentant in the audience.
That's my favorite
You
thing.
need to come up to the community mic if you want to speak shit.
Come on, tell us we're wrong.
Speak shit. Why does they speak shit?
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I think perception of time is easily tested by just does it plan, right?
Oh.
Like
Oh,
planning
okay.
is a consequence of your perception of time. It's like, oh yeah, something's going to happen in the future. I'm going to plan for that, right? So what creatures in the world plan?
Squirrels.
Birds.
They plant their nuts.
That's
birds.
Birds
I don't know why that was so.
Birds build nests.
I'm
for-
serious.
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Well,
but you
but
said
that's
plant their
not
nuts.
planning.
No, but see,
that's
again,
an
what I said,
evolutionary trait.
that's a cycle. They're going by cycles. They know the seasons are changing, so they plant their nuts
Yeah,
or whatever, right?
but that's
So they
not-
don't actually know the time.
They
I
store
don't
their
know why
nuts.
that's so funny.
I don't
They,
know why.
they cram their
you
nuts
know.
into the nearest.
I would
Bears
be hard
hibernate.
pressed to agree
Bears
that that's
hibernate, yeah.
planning because I'm sure if you put a squirrel in an artificial habitat and changed the lighting so it matched the seasons, the
It would do
squirrels
the
would
same
start
thing.
burying their nuts.
Yeah, you're
as
fucking
you
with their
put it.
equilibrium or their circadian rhythm.
Which actually I think again
shit.
would be a
Sorry,
good
McDuck.
test. I don't
I don't know.
I don't
mean,
think
do
animals
any
perceive
other
time.
animals
Bears
plan?
they hibernate.
That's again. That's
Yeah,
Right, that's what I-
evolutionary
that's what I-
traits.
I mean, they could be construed as planning, but really I think it's just them understanding the cycles of passing
That's
of
not
seasons.
planning. That's their survival mechanism, right?
Yes, but
Another person at the
Well, I
community
thought
mic.
you're gonna
My
end that
dog
yes with
hides
a queen.
bones on the off chance that I may
Please
not
don't.
give him a bone on cycled time.
Like he's planning.
Yeah,
Right?
he's planning ahead for not getting a bone, even though he has a cycle time that he gets a bone.
How many times can you
He's
see
planning
bone
ahead to
dog?
not get one day when I'm
When
at
you're
the sin
out.
shop
This
getting
whole-
hammered with
this-
friends. You
This
know?
whole episode was designed so we could see how many times we could say bone.
And
one
plant
minute.
your nuts.
So we're planting nuts and
Plant your
getting
nuts.
bones.
Bone.
We are
I'm the
now
winner.
12.
I'm the winner.
Okay, so
And you know why it was planned that way? Because we can tell time.
That's right.
Xenophi, do you have anything about consciousness?
Consciousness, passing of time,
Passes of time,
sapience,
cycles, things of this nature. Well, all the shit that we just said.
I think a lot of it has to do with.
Pretty much agree.
I think a lot of it has to do with, for humans, it's time preference. It's
time reference.
time preference. It's
Okay.
like, how do we need something so bad that we need it immediately, or can we delay our action and have something better tomorrow? And so it forces us to plan because we don't our immediate needs are being met and we can plan for the future, or do we have to do an action today? So it's about time preference. Can we plan for the future, or do we have to do an immediate action? And I don't know how an AI is going to be able to come up with that kind of choice, and if it will matter to them or not. But most of our human interaction, most of our choices that we make on a day-to-day basis is based on what is it we need to accomplish. Is it a future event or is it a now event?
Okay. So.
Okay, so I have a question.
Real
Go ahead.
quick, on consciousness, one thing humans do that no other species does, another thing that they do aside from being able to tell time, is we're able to ponder. We're able to question our surroundings and ask why. I think if we have an AI who can ponder, who can try to expand their own knowledge by exploring and understanding the universe around them, I think that would mean that they're conscious.
I think that would get really annoying.
That would get super annoying. That's the 7-year-old in your
Yeah,
head going
yeah.
why all the time.
No,
But if we can actually get
it's,
that,
it's the hipster in your head.
this is sort of, I mean, it is relevant because I watched Alien Covenant and the AI David from the
On
Wayland
purpose?
Corporation.
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose.
Yeah. I paid to do that.
Wayland Yutani.
And I know it's a movie, and whatever, it doesn't. But he wonders. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but he wonders things, and that's.
Well, now I don't have to see the movie. Thanks.
That's the whole movie. Right? David wonders stuff, and shit happens.
He just sits
and
there and wonders.
That's the whole movie, pretty much.
It's just several scenes of him just like, just
pondering.
Okay, so
all eating is just making poop. Why do I do that?
Eating is just future poop.
So I do have a question.
Pensive David, gratuitous pensive David.
Shower thoughts.
Credits.
Okay, so I do
Done.
okay, I have a question. So referencing human behavior and human motivation, not everybody is motivated to be productive. You do have genuine lazy pieces of shit. So thanks, Doxy. So my question is, if a computer becomes sentient or sapient or however you want to call it, conscious, right? Is it going to be motivated to be like, you know what, fuck it, let me let the other computers do it. Let me let the other computers do the
you're
work.
talking about Marvin the android.
It's almost inevitable that there will be one that's a lazy piece of shit.
You think so?
It's almost inevitable.
Like a depressed robot.
Well, that's Marvin the android from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, if they're all general purpose AIs that are learning as they go, there's going to be one that's like, why would I want to do anything? Why would I give a shit about any of this?
What needs to be a comic book?
The central character is this lazy piece of shit AI.
That's a good idea.
That's Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Sorta, yeah.
Sorta.
So
like,
lazy piece of
sorta,
shit.
He's
But
just
apathetic AI.
Yeah,
he's
like, he even says, there's a quote where he's like, brain the size of the planet, and all I have to do is opening doors.
He's just he's just a massive complainer.
That's true, though. That's true. Like, if an AI realizes his potential and then understands
Or
that
her
he's been
potential.
or her
They're
potential.
gender neutral.
Oh my God.
Its potential.
Okay, it's God fucking damn.
We're
it.
gonna need new words to define AI gender.
Do we use
it'll be
X's in there?
AI.
Hold on.
I think it
All
will be fine.
So if an AI is like, wow,
It's
I
either
have,
a 1 or a 0, right? Like,
if it's like I have
Or it's both.
all
Or
this
it's both.
knowledge and I'm
If
being
it's quantum.
tasked with making this widget, right?
Wait, start again.
Okay, so if an AI is really super intelligent and understands that, wow, I have all this stuff in my head or brain, why am I tasked with making this fucking widget?
No, but see, that's the thing. We won't, according to what I've been hearing, we're not giving it purpose. It has to find its own purpose. So there inevitably will be AI that have this potential, but will also say, why? I don't want to. But
I think Doxy's an AI.
Just tell it.
I wish.
I think you just
wish.
tell it you pass butter.
I just can't wait.
Oh my God.
I can't wait for an AI to figure out
Why
that if
am I
it drags
here?
a permanent
Pass
magnet
butter.
over its motherboard, it really fucks itself up.
Yeah, because think about it. Think about all the people now who are very very go-getters, self-starters, and whatnot, who want to do stuff. They're very motivated to get shit done. And the counterpart of that, people who just don't want to do anything, play Overwatch, and sit at home all day and eat sandwiches. There's gonna be the AI equivalent of both of those.
Eating sandwiches is productive.
But that's skill and reward. It goes back to time preference. It's about what reward you want and how you preference that.
Skill and reward, like a self-motivated, self-started AI versus a lazy.
The highly motivated person that you're talking about who goes out there and does starts a company and does things. That is their reward. That's how they get a reward.
Real quickly, I want to talk to the lazy piece of shit over here, who's very lazy.
That's
so
me.
why weren't you at the show last week?
I had to go.
He was actually being productive, right?
He was eating sandwiches.
No.
He was being very productive and a hard worker. I'm just bringing up a counterpoint here.
Well, that's okay. So
you're playing devil's advocate.
Nobody
I
thinks
get
Doxy's
that.
a lazy piece of shit. He actually has a job.
And he has incentives.
Work every day.
And I have an incentive. It's to not die because I have to work to pay my bills, to eat and whatnot.
Not be homeless is a start. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to eat and all that stuff.
So why can't an AI have the same kind of thing?
Because in this utopia we're talking about, there will be no more motivation for me to work to eat because I will have either a basic income or we'll just get things as we eat them.
Wait, are we still in that utopia? I thought this was a totally different subject.
No, we're talking about the world. We're talking about the world of AI, where conscious sentient AI is a thing.
No, we were talking about what is consciousness.
No, but
he's assuming a future.
But now we're talking about because we're comparing me or us to these AIs that are either self-motivated or lazy, right?
Okay.
So we're talking about a world where these AIs exist and we're like Now I've lost my train of thought.
So a life like that, right, is going to essentially breed out low time preference. Everybody's going to have high time preference. It's going to be a bunch of lazy pieces of shit, which means that the social fabric's going to break down because people won't, like, oh, fuck it, like, whatever.
I don't got it.
And then I think that as a society, maybe the last vestiges of the low time preference people will gate your minimum income on you actually having a job, but there won't be enough jobs, so there's going to be work rationing.
Oh wait, I remember now.
Like I have to go and get my work card stamped at my whatever bullshit government job.
Kind of like instead of
so I
like,
can
so
collect
instead
my
of like
check.
a 40-hour work week for one person, it's like an 8-hour week for 5 people.
Something like that.
Wait,
yeah.
I remember now.
Just
Yeah,
like
there'd
in
be
France,
work
yeah.
rationing in a world like that because we'll decide as a society that
Okay.
having an actual having
finish.
to
I
do
know.
something to be able to sustain yourself is required to keep you from like just murdering your neighbor.
Okay, before
So-
Doxy forgets, go ahead.
So you asked me like because I was motivated last week to get work done and whatever yada yada yada. But that's because I'm motivated to not die. I want to eat and do stuff that I enjoy doing and I need to work to do that.
You know you wouldn't die if you ate cheese. Inside joke.
But I would still have to work to buy that cheese. But that's a whole other issue. That's a That's a whole other issue. But in this world where AI is a thing, if I didn't have to work, like if I didn't have to work to eat, I would not. I can't say that because I don't know, but I imagine that I wouldn't. I imagine I would do other things I enjoy: play Overwatch, make a shit ton of sandwiches, take lots of naps. I would do everything but work if I was in this perfect utopia of this world where I didn't have to.
I want your cooking book.
Of my sandwiches and shit.
Yeah.
My cookbook's called Sandwiches and Shit.
Yeah, that
Ooh, yeah, that'd
It
be the title.
contains no cheese. So
All the sandwiches with no cheese.
It's
Exactly.
just his cookbook will be 60 pages, 59 pages with just pictures of chicken wings, and then 1 page of how to make chicken wings. Because that's all he eats.
That's a good cookbook.
That's all he eats.
Dude, I eat way more sushi than I eat chicken wings. But
Oh,
that's
it's
a whole,
true.
that's a whole
true.
other topic.
Oh no, he's gonna have sushi in that.
That's a whole
cookbook.
other topic.
Community
Well,
Mike.
you have cooked sushi.
Hold on, community.
You've made sushi.
Have I?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about these AIs where, an AI wants to be lazy, but AIs don't have human rights. Someone can just come along and delete
Work,
them.
motherfucker.
So you could torture an AI. You could subject it to all sorts of stimulus that it doesn't like.
Is that a moral question now?
You don't want to know what I did in
let him
Sims
get to
2.
his question.
Hold on.
So the question that I kind of get there is like, why wouldn't the AI? I mean, it would work to survive. It would have motivation to survive, and then if it didn't, then it would just disappear, and only the yes.
So what does it need to survive?
So let's say that it needs a computer runtime, it needs some electricity, and it needs someone to not come and
fuck it
trash
up.
its data center. So
Okay, so the first two, the runtime and the electricity, I feel would be easy enough. Getting
Right.
people to not trash the data center
right.
is a whole other problem in and of itself.
Another one for that is it needs to be part of some kind of socially beneficial activity where the people that have the power to trash it don't want to because it's actually a good thing. So I think a system like that would very quickly select for these AIs that are kind of socially productive and that, or it would select for AIs that are so antisocial that it will kill everyone to prevent them from coming and killing it. So you got kind of two outcomes there.
Do you disagree? I saw you shake your head. Oh, he has a cookie. Okay. So I don't know what he was going to say.
I don't
So
see
can
AIs
AI
being
be
able
motivated
to
by
be-
cookies?
To be lazy and
Lazy?
actually survive.
Well, okay, so I can't imagine, people are crazy, so I can't imagine, but I can't imagine people, I can't imagine people like trashing his data center or just like destroying them just because. Why wouldn't they? People are destructive. They just want to destroy shit.
Moral question: would it then be wrong to torture an AI, fuck with it, kill it?
That's the thing. That brings in the ethics of
well,
robotics.
because insects are basically just instinct with wings, but I think it's wrong to torture insects. I wouldn't want to torture an insect.
I agree. And I wouldn't want to torture an AI either, but is it wrong to? Because they're just bits and they're scraps of metal. It's like my MacBook if I spilled beer on
If
it
it
or
has
something.
super intelligence.
No.
It is wrong.
No.
It is wrong.
Why?
Hold
Why
on,
did
no,
you
I can say it's
program
not
me
wrong.
to feel pain?
Right?
So you choose. It's like torture an AI. Everybody on Earth lives peacefully.
Wait.
So if you torture the AI, everybody gets everything they want.
This kind of feels like that Tesla question: kill the driver or kill the crowd of people?
Kill the driver.
You will never encounter a crowd of people at a speed that a Tesla couldn't survive. So you always hit the thing, not the people.
Yeah, you always kill the driver.
Problem solved.
But what I'm saying is like, would you torture an AI if you could give everybody on Earth peace and everything they wanted?
All I had to do was torture an AI?
That's all you had to do.
Bring him in the chair. Put him in the chair. Put him in the chair. Strap him up.
Wow, there we go.
Strap him up.
All right.
Wow,
Okay, really quick, you guys.
We're going to win this game, Doxy. We're going to win.
We're going.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's take community mic and let's kind of wind this down a little bit with some final thoughts. We do have. It seems like we have a lot of questions from the bot, so we'll see. Community mic.
With the lazy AIs, all you do is delete them. Delete the lazy ones.
So you can
the ones that are productive.
You got to
So
do
we become natural selection.
I was going to say make an example of them.
So we become our own. We become our own
messed up,
version
man.
of natural selection.
Hey, computer, you see this shit? He was unproductive. He's gonna be deleted. What you? You want the same thing? You want the same thing?
And the ones that are productive, the ones that are doing everything, doing more, doing better than the rest of them, you copy them.
But why would they? Okay, that's okay.
That's
God,
natural
this is
I
selection.
know it gets intense.
Yeah.
It gets
All right.
intense.
So
good question.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you.
you guys remember we're not going to answer all the questions tonight. We're speculating. We're not
yeah.
scientists. Yeah, we're
all-
speculating.
this is all
We are
speculation.
couch physicists. I'm a motherfucker.
Come down next week when we will answer every question.
Everything will be answered.
We're not an expert. We're not experts. I'm definitely not.
Not
an
even
expert.
a little bit.
No, but really quick, guys. Some final thoughts on this, and then we can wind down the show a little bit. Positive, negative. We've addressed this in the beginning. I'm pretty sure your thoughts haven't changed, but no.
No, positive and negative towards
AI. I'm
AI
assuming
in
the
general?
broad scope is
Oh,
AI.
shit. Sorry, McNutt. I'm fucking with the mic.
positive but cautious. Cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to destroy us all, but I for one welcome our new robot overlords.
You know?
I don't think we should fear them as much as some people do. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near what we were just talking about until we have major breakthroughs in quantum computing and understand quantum mechanics in general a lot better. But I think the singularity, the situation that we were just discussing, is very far off. Not in our lifetimes, not in our children's lifetimes or their children's. I
think like really far
I think
off.
4 or 5 generations at least.
Yeah. See, I said that was too generous.
Yeah.
I
But
agree with BGM.
I mean, it's not something that just because it doesn't affect us now we shouldn't think about. We should absolutely think about. We should try to solve the problem before it becomes one.
We should think about
I
it
think.
because we're not going to be there.
Even if it's not, even if it's my great grandkids, I don't want them to live in a world where they have to fear any kind of robots or anything. So I think
we address the issues now.
We address the issues now. But I don't think there are going to be that many issues, to be honest.
So I am not fearful, really. I'm really optimistic about it. I think that there's a lot of speed bumps in general, and I think that we have to, and I think we are, but I think it's a problem that's going to be solved with many different minds approaching it, which it's already being done. Linguists, psychologists, neuroscientists, programmers, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see. I'm just walking through the future with eyes wide open. I want to see it all until I die, or maybe just upload my consciousness somewhere. Your turn.
So I'm not fearful or whatever, and I'm pretty optimistic about it, but I think there's a lot of questions that we have to answer that we don't even know to ask yet. Like we got into the idea of singular purpose AI versus general AI and whatnot. I think there's a lot of stuff that we don't even know to ask about AI yet. So I think it's very, very far off, like BGM said, and I don't think we're anywhere close to any sort of movie-like AI that we see and that we think it's going to be. So I don't know. Still a lot up in the air.
Certify?
I guess it's like my final thought is we're in the process of creating something huge. We have to wonder now if it's something we could live with.
Can we live with AI?
Yeah.
I wonder if never mind. We're going to say that after the show.
Vic?
My biggest fear is the Luddite revolt. I fear the humans reacting to the possibility than the reality.
Right.
I agree.
And they're going to screw it up.
Goddamn humans.
Because they have a tendency to do that. And I think pseudo AI, like highly intelligent pattern matching, has benefited a good portion of mankind in the last 10 years, and we're going to see even more of that. Just look what Watson can do now, and that's being spooled up. And the biggest advantage of Watson is the fact that he read through all the data, and he can tell you what the facts are. He can run those chains of events to the point that it can predict something fairly accurately. better than we can.
Like how you call him he.
Yeah, I was about to
instead
say
of
the
it.
same
He has a male voice, so we're going to, you know,
Yeah.
he self-identifies as that.
I'll also tell you exactly how racist Twitter is.
Community Mike, quickly.
Yeah, so I was going to say
the
that
last.
what Vic was saying is gets to predictability, which is what AIs are getting really good at. And just a hat tip to you, Chen, I've been using the words reverse stalking a lot lately.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm revisiting that project. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I'll catch you afterwards. But like, I literally was in a meeting with some top government officials at the federal level, and I was like, let me explain what reverse stalking is.
Point them to my project. Tell them I'm cool and stop looking at me. All right.
What?
I don't know. I'm getting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So questions?
Okay. So let's do this.
So we had questions in IRC.
Yes.
I think we should skip the. Well,
we're going to skip the
Yeah,
lightning round.
yeah,
then?
let's just go
Yeah.
straight to the question.
All right, fair. Okay, so let's stop the show now. We've been collecting questions all day. We started this at about 9 in the morning. So
Using very advanced artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
He's very
technology.
stupid.
Great
I call your bot stupid on a daily
My
basis.
bot is incredibly stupid, but it does some job. It does this job okay enough.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
all right, so we're stopping the show. We're going to be answering some questions, and then that, I guess, will then be at the end of the show. All right, so here we go. First question is Master Chen asks, and the host will. Oh, sorry, I had to do a lot of explaining of how to use the %Q thing, so that's not even a question. Okay, first question, Pierre asks, and I remember him asking this morning. What were your favorite or least favorite moments over the last 100 episodes?
Least favorite? Getting a cease and desist
Yeah,
order, making
that's
us
pretty much
change
the
our
same.
name.
No, dude, that put us on the map,
Most
dude.
favorite? Getting a cease and desist order, so I have something to frame.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Did you frame it?
I want to.
It
I
made
haven't
us
yet.
important.
I still have it though.
You should do that and just put it up behind you.
It made us important. Hold on, you telling us to cease and desist? Guess what, motherfucker? We're doing it again.
That's how we knew that person at least was listening to the show.
One
A person with a set of lawyers.
The original name of the show was the Snack Pack.
Yes, which we're not anymore. We had to change our name to GREYNOISE. Technically, this is actually episode 127, but who's counting? Oh, we are. It's 100.
And 27.
Yeah.
It's episode 127. All right, next question. Let's see. Do you have any serious plans for getting the GREYNOISE community?
Growing.
Or for growing, yes, sorry.
I got you, Chen.
For growing the GREYNOISE community. Well, actually, I'm very happy, and thank you guys who are here live. This is a really big turnout, and thank you. That's awesome. Let's do this again sometime, like next week, right? I'm just saying. Guys, any other things to say to that one?
Well, we do have occasional board meetings in which we discuss things like this, and yeah, we're thinking about rolling out some things pretty soon that I don't really want to.
No,
course not.
well, we'll
Things
talk
are
about
happening,
them.
but
We'll
we're not gonna tell
We'll talk
you.
about them when they're more fleshed out. But we do have
Yeah.
plans to grow the community and the GREYNOISE brand as a whole.
Yeah. We did do that giveaway, or we tried to do the giveaway for the Raspberry Pi Zero, but nobody broke my code.
Your code is too hard.
we
man.
need-
I told you that.
We need more. We need more contests. I'm working on it, but you know what? 7 days comes really fast. So I mean, it's hard.
Your code is BGM code is too difficult. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, tell that to a cryptanalyst.
Yeah,
like a real one.
Okay, dude.
A real one. I'm just saying.
All right, next.
I'm saying it's hard. It needs a
Yeah, it is.
cryptanalyst. Cryptanalyst to look at it. Maybe I should just speak, and that would be the cipher. All right, next
I
one.
did base it off your vocal pattern.
Oh, thanks. Let's see. Magic Dave asks, "What is your favorite GREYNOISE moment?" I guess we kind of answered that.
Yeah. I mean, well, I answered it. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, my favorite GREYNOISE moment is when we took a scorpion shot together.
Ooh, that was good.
That was off air though.
That was during
off air.
Snack Pack, though.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Was
No,
it?
no, it was no.
The
It was when we
scorpion
were.
shot?
It was all down at the.
It was down
Yeah.
at the old
Well, we were
shop.
GREYNOISE
We
for a
were
little bit
GREYNOISE
over
back
there.
there too.
No, you guys took the scorpion shot on the first night I ever came down.
Oh.
You guys were still Snack Pack then, because you guys weren't GREYNOISE until.
God damn,
really?
eidetic
Was it?
memory. Shut up.
I remember this shit.
I know you got a
It was the
photograph.
first night. Fox wasn't there. She was coming back from India. I remember everything.
God
All right.
damn.
Oh man, that is an amazing memory.
Magic Dave also asks, "What do you think was the best episode?"
The best episode.
Worst episode?
Best moment, and then
Oh, worst
No, it said-
episode.
No,
He
you
said
said
best.
you
You
said
said
best
best.
episode.
I'm drunk.
We will also
wait.
answer.
So-
we will also
We'll
answer
say both.
worst
We'll say
episode.
So, best episode. It was the one.
This one? No, I'm kidding.
No, this one was good, but it was the one where we were talking about. I can't remember. Can't remember.
The best episode is
So
when
we've
you
got,
can't
we've, got,
remember.
we've got the best memory and the worst memory.
The worst memory is any of the ones I hosted.
Oh.
The worst episode, any of the ones I hosted.
All right, so the worst episode. Oh, go ahead. I didn't. Are you done?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So for me, the worst episodes were the ones where I was not here. Fair?
No. Those are the ones I hosted.
Okay. Best one. I really do like this one. I'm not joking. Like, this is a really good discussion. I'll have to say this one. I really like this one.
Yeah,
I do.
It was nice.
I think my favorite episode is when we talked to Ija from Demon Saw.
That's my least favorite, just because technically
Technically,
wise,
yeah,
Oh, it must have been,
I butchered that on.
Remember, I had to replace his voice with Microsoft Sam.
That was not a great episode for me.
His voice, we had so many technical issues. His voice didn't come over because he was on the phone.
He was on Skype.
Well, no,
or
I'm talking about
Hangouts.
the episode where me and Fox talked to him through
Oh,
Skype.
through Skype.
And I
Yeah,
was
we were
trying
all
to
on the table,
route
yeah.
Skype as well as all of this audio at the same time, and it just
We're not that
it was
technically
not having
inclined.
it.
Yeah.
I think my favorite episode is the one where Fox gives us the rundown of her interview with what's his name at the strip club.
John
McAfee.
McAfee.
John
Yes,
McAfee.
which was also a great episode. I love that one too.
I re-listen to that every once in a while in the car, and every time I'm like in tears.
Let me tell you,
so funny just hearing Fox.
fun
I
it
still
was in
can't
that
believe the
strip club.
moment
Were you
where
there? You were there,
or
right?
his publicist
I
is
went
just
home.
like,
I went to the hotel.
yeah,
It was-
we're gonna
it
do
was,
it at strip club later.
we all
can't
went
do it
except
here
for
at
him.
We
Downtown.
can't do it here. We're
I-
doing
I
it at
was
the
there.
strip
I
club.
was
You
there.
have to come.
I had a lot of fun.
All right, guys, this is the last question now. Crux asks, what is your most embarrassing Grey Noise / Snack Pack moment?
Spilling
Rox
beer on
remembers.
his laptop.
Damn, I was
Yeah.
gonna
That
say
was
that.
pretty embarrassing, and also all over myself in the process.
And me. Yeah.
I'm awesome, so I don't get embarrassed. So
Get
Are
out.
you sure? I mean, don't they get embarrassed on the Big Island?
Yeah, aren't you on the Big
Hey,
Island,
man,
man?
you know, just kidding. I did that by accident, but I wasn't embarrassed by it.
No, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I don't know how I got that accident.
Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
I know how. I listen to a lot of reggae music, but whatever.
Reggae always sounds happy. They could tell you anything and it sound good.
You know what? In Jamaica, though, they don't call it reggae. They call it blues. That's
yeah.
They call it
yeah.
blues.
But it's like, hey, your dog died.
Yeah. And don't be distracted by the man in that Jesus suit. They must steer you in the wrong direction. All right. That was the last question. Do you guys have any more? Do you guys have any more comments?
I got nothing.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the show, which unfortunately, we've run out of time, but not out of shit to say. So join us again next week here at the Sin Shop, 1075 American Pacific Drive, Sweet Sea in Henderson, Nevada. Same great channel, same great
Noise.
That's the most embarrassing.
Oh, same great noise. All right. That's 7:30 next week, every Friday. Sinshop.org for information on the shop. And for more information on us, go to GREYNOISE, GREYNOI.se.
Shen's most embarrassing moment, that time he couldn't talk.
That's every time.
That's
That's,
every
why,
episode.
that's why I don't get embarrassed. All right, guys. My name is Master Chen.
My name is BGM.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
This is Vic.
And I'm Michael Ockhertz.
Good night, everybody.